Hey guys. Okay, so today's goodies. Playing it safe in your business and why we don't friggin' want to do that, right? So there's this way that we show up in our business where it's like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this and I'm just gonna like sort of keep doing these things that I know will get me on traction. So first of all, most people who are running their business, especially entrepreneurs and especially coaches, because we sort of have this time to ourselves that we have to modulate. There's not like someone else telling us what we need to do. So when we show up when we're running our business this way, right, there's a safety in being busy in our business, and it comes from sort of, just putting your head down and like grinding and getting to it and putting yourself into that like day-to-day responsibilities of running your business. But the problem is that that level of safety or busyness can be really stagnating in your business. You can get stagnant. You can not only get stagnant in the business, but you can actually really lose sight of the creativity that you had in the beginning when you had the vision of what you want to do. So that can be any field that you apply that to. As we start getting repetitive and just doing the same tasks over and over, we get complacent, we get stagnant, we lose that creative spark. And there's such a plethora of things that like these massive companies are out there doing in order to stop that from happening. And like, we're very aware in a successful business world, you can't let that happen in your business. That's just very common knowledge. So when we're all by ourselves, especially like someone like me who had no business background at all, I was just a girl who was jumping into this and trying to share my gifts with the world and like trying to help people because I knew what it felt like to be in their shoes, right? Hey, Kenneth. Right? So being me, a non-business woman who was trying to hop into this, like, I didn't know this world. I didn't understand this stuff. I thought just like keeping your head down and like, like banging stuff out and getting it done would bring me success. So what I've learned through the journey was actually that's the worst thing that we can do, right? It's amazing to like take massive action and implement stuff and like constantly get it done, but we need consistent immersion in events and experiences away from us. This is literally why I run the retreats for my groups. I do it because it works. I mean, it's hell of a lot of fun to travel around the world and to be present in the room with people like that. But whether it's the Bali retreat coming up or you decide to, join us in ACA and the Diamond Mastermind and have that kind of travel life, if you want that, that's amazing. But even if you don't, listen, if you keep your head down and you just keep repeating the behavior, you can't grow. You can't grow when you're doing that. Does that make sense? Like you're just doing the same thing that you did yesterday and the day before, and you'll figure some stuff out because as you like complete stuff, right? Like as you like hashtag that got done, right? Like you'll learn and you'll grow, but it's at a significantly slower rate than when we break ourselves out of that, pull ourselves out of it and go into an immersion environment where we're breaking wide open, where we have that alone time, that thought time, that creative time, where we're able to sort of go deep and like pull that stuff out and shake it off, that stuff that's not meant to be there. It's like a complete reboot for ourselves to move forward. Does that make sense? So if you've been taught that like just banging it out is what you're supposed to do, because that's basically what our culture teaches us and most of the business world, right? Like, so unless you're in high level business and that kind of stuff, you're being taught to just get it done. And all that does is create repetitive behavior, which is not going to help you to accelerate your results and get expansion in your business or in your life. Make sense? So today's call to rise is simply to like look at like, hey, crap, am I like just beating on my keyboard, or am I just beating, what's that? What's the phrase I'm coming up with? Beating the pavement. Am I just beating the pavement? I think that's the phrase. Awesome. So much fun to reboot. Yeah, Katrina. Right? So if you're just like beating the pavement, I want you to just ask yourself, has there been something on my radar that would help pull me out of this repetitive behavior, right? Because our brain's only job is to help you do whatever you did yesterday and just keep doing that, because we know you'll be alive if you just keep doing the same crap, right? So what is there around you that can pull you out of that routine, pull you out of that behavior, and re-spark that ignition that you had in the very beginning when you set out to do this? Whether you're someone who has a vision but you haven't really implemented it or jumped into it yet, or you have and now you're getting complacent because you're just doing this like repetitive behavior, or you're like implementing and now you're like kind of being stuck. Like maybe you did enough work that now you're like really in this tight squeeze and you're looking to go that next level, but you just like can't get yourself there. Right? It's like the same thing with dieting. Like you hit a plateau. What do you need to do? You need to shake out of it, break out of it, like shock the body, do something different. This is the same thing with our brain. This is the same thing energetically in our business or in our life. With romance, same thing, right? Like you want a marriage that you have a lot of passion, you have to like break things up and shake them up. You can't stay in that same pattern, that same routine. So if you're looking actively for something, this is literally what the Bali retreat is for. It's like answering that call in your life, like that thing you're being pulled to. And that's coming up. So the website for that is acceleratedcoachingacademy.com. If that's not something that's on your radar, if Bali just seems like way crazy for you, right? Because it's not going to be for everybody. If it is for you, awesome. I'd love to connect. If it's not for you, like, okay, then what is? Like, this is just about breaking out of the routine. Like, how can we pull in fresh people? Like in my Diamond Mastermind, there's a reason I do it how I do it. Everything I do is strategic for my clients to get the best results. Think about it. We're doing a year long. We're like together a year long. We're getting weekly coaching. We're going in. We do these drop immersion events, but also it's rolling enrollment. So for other people that don't know what that is in a mastermind, it means that people can join as they come. So it's a start time. Anytime they want to, they can begin and jump in the Diamond Mastermind. And what that does is a few things. And this is the things we need to recreate in our life. It's not just about the mastermind, right? What we need to do is letting that new people come in, and that fresh energy and that fresh spark is incredible. It helps all of us. All of us are renewed by that. So like, what in your life can you have that renewed, fresh energy come in? Like, how can you get that energy coming in your life? The other part of it is the seasoned girls who have been coached for a while now and having major success. I have, some clients are having like their first 5-figure clients and running their first groups, making 5 figures, like running their first groups, and wait lists going on, right? Like having these seasoned coaches be able to be present with the new people coming in, that's really powerful and incredible for the new people coming in. So we both get fed by that, right? So like in your life, like those are statistically things that help us get success. It doesn't have to just be about your business. Like, how can you pull in that fresh energy, and who do you need to be around that's like crushing it way more than you, that has that result that you're looking to have, and how can you get close to them? How can you learn from them, right? I was just watching this Tony Robbins things last week, and it was just talking over, it was like old school stuff. It was so awesome. I loved it, right? And it was just talking so consistently about, why are you going to waste 5 or 10 years of your life figuring something out that somebody else already wasted 5 or 10 years of their life figuring out, instead of just like bypassing all that shit, right, and getting right to the place where we're learning from them? Because guess what? The people out there who have gotten incredible results, we want to share them with you. It's not all a ploy to sell you shit, right? We know that when you're invested, you're going to show up and do the work. So we require you to have an investment. Like, I'm requiring you to show up and to invest your time to show me that you're committed to making this happen, because I'm not going to waste my time with people who aren't committed to making it happen, right? So when you're stepping out there, like, try not to have that fog of like, oh, they're just trying to this or that. Like, you want to get close to people and learn from them, so you're not wasting time when you could have just gone to someone who can teach you, and you can learn from them how to do the thing they already figured out how to do. Make sense? Yes, I am starting public speaking, sharing my story. Woohoo! That's awesome, Katrina. That's huge. So what can you do, right? Like, it's time to shake shit up, because time passes and opportunities are lost, and indecision is the worst place you can be in, and complacency is like second place to that. Being complacent, being in repetition, just being stuck in the same patterns, doing the same things. Like, how can you break out of that? How can you stretch yourself? How can you drop yourself into something that's going to shake it all up, pull you to that next level? It's worth it, right? And a big part of this is like us trusting ourselves. Like, do I trust myself to, like, if I get that intuitive yes, like, oh my God, yes, that seems like a yes for me, but like, how would I make that happen? Don't worry about that. If you feel an intuitive yes or a prompt for something, you leap at that moment. Don't wait till later, because remember what the brain's going to do. The brain's going to be like, no, don't do that, right? Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe you wanted to sign up for a gym membership. Maybe you wanted to hire that personal trainer. Maybe you want to come to Bali with us or get a business coach. Maybe you want to get some new lingerie for your husband. Maybe you want to make like plans for your own birthday party because nobody else plans a really great birthday party and you want to do that. Like, when the inspiration hits you to do the thing, you need to act right then. Right then, when the fog is removed, when the clarity is there, when the inspiration is there, you leap and jump right then. That is something that has been passed down to me consistently from people that I really admire and that are doing incredible things in this world. Do not wait when you feel the moment hit. So if you get an inspiration or idea for something, do you have a way to catalog that? I'm getting way off topic here, but I don't care, right? Like, how are you capturing your ideas and your inspiration? When you feel like, okay, yes, I need to do this, what are you doing about it? What are you doing right then to sort of, we call it like putting your ass on the line, right? Like, I've heard it called, like we take the boat to the island and burn the boat, right? So now I'm living on the island. I have to figure out how to live here. I have to figure out how to exist here. It's not always comfortable, but who cares? It's not comfortable not having all the things you want in life either. It's not comfortable knowing that you're capable of having a, you know, this incredible life, and you have more potential. Like, I'm doing more than everybody around me. That's good enough. No, it's not, because something inside of you is going, you're capable of way more than this. You ain't stepping up. Let's go here. Right? Like, you know that, you feel that. That's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to be like, what would have happened if I had been all in? What would have happened if I had gone to Bali? What would have happened if I had hired that coach? What would have happened if I had gotten that lingerie, and maybe I gave to my husband a little bit more in that way? What would have happened if I had, spent that time on myself that I really felt like I was desperate, like I really needed? What would have happened if I had joined that yoga group? I had been doing yoga for last year. What would happen if I got my running shoes back on and I hit that pavement again? Like, what would my life be like? That's painful. Regret is freaking painful, right? It's really not painful to do something new. It's exciting and it's scary, and it's what makes us feel alive. Right? It's freaking boring to do it any other way. Repetition of the same thing. That's boring. Nobody wants to live like that. Nice visual on the hubby. That's awesome. Right? Does this make sense, guys? I hope you guys are tracking with me. All right. So that's the call to action today. If you're feeling like, oh, this Bali thing, right? Because we only have a limited amount of spots. If the Bali thing is resonating with you, you need to take action right now. Go to acceleratedcoachingacademy.com, fill out the application. You'll get a link to sign up with a call, and we'll do a call together. If you're feeling like, I don't really know. I don't know what my next thing would do. I know I'm feeling called to more. I know I want to build my business. I really don't know what's next for me. That's what I do with you on the call as well, right? Like, I hire people to do things so that I can free up my time to be with you. That is what makes me wake out of bed and put my feet on the pavement in the morning, right? Like, my children, my husband, my learning to love myself so I can be connected to my higher power, and serving people out there. Like, I've been so blessed to go, like, that's such an incredible story. Like, I get that. I see, like, I look back, I'm like, wow, my life is an incredible story. Like, how did I be that girl who was a complete disaster and go to multi six figures on an online business and get to work with people and travel all over the world and take my business with me? Like, that's crazy. And I get that. And I know what it took to get here. I have the wisdom of how it took to get here, and I'm looking to share it, right? Like, you guys understand that? Like, we're good people, just like you. We're the same. You are the same. If that happened for you and you had an opportunity to go help a bunch of people to get there, wouldn't you do that? Of course you would, right? It makes amazing sense. So come from that place in the world. Like, when you're looking in the world and like the people who could possibly help you, like, and I'm sure you have some people in mind. I'm sure some people come to mind right now, and people that you could get close to that could help you. Like, try not to let those fears stop you from getting close to people. Try not to let those fears stop you from, like, what if, and what could be happening? Like, how can I learn from them? Then what could be next? And then taking no action, right? Taking no action because we're afraid of what could happen, or we could get manipulated, or we could get hurt, or we could get sold something, or we could regret it, or we could have success and it could all get taken away, or all the tons of, like, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, it won't really happen for me. Like, we're done with that shit. Of course it's going to happen for you, right? It's going to happen for me. It's going to happen for anybody, like freaking anybody, right? All right. Has them go to sleep, Kim Kardashian. Okay, I guess I'll take that as a compliment. We don't care. Okay, some people need to find something better to do with their life and find a way to be motivated. I found mine. All right, seriously, I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon.